Take it from me, man. We got some explaining to do. Gotta tell the whole world. This is not to get confused.
The token truth.
Going one for one, we bout to stir it up. No, this ain't about the hype, this is just that love. Trying to tell the people, save you before the rub. We bout to pull the plug, because enough's enough. This is the token truth, this is for me and you. To illustrate a better picture of what you should do. So you should come with me and listen to the show. The hard truth on the money you about to blow.
The token truth.
Every camera's on.
All right, cool. So everybody, we're back with Token Truth, and I'm Michael, and this is
Megan.
All right. So Megan, you went to Bitcoin 2022. How was it?
I did go to Bitcoin 2022. I kind of felt like it was obligatory. It was amazing. Don't get me wrong. Great to see everybody come out.
Right.
And I mean, just to see as many people travel here. Everybody I spoke to was not from Miami.
Oh, wow.
So it was amazing. No complaints on my end. It was very busy.
Last year versus this year, there was a lot of hype. Last year, we were at about $60,000 per token. Everybody was buying Lamborghinis and everything last year, and it seemed to be a lot more informative of where things were going.
Yeah.
Market has kind of dipped. Some people are still doing good. Was the hype and the energy still there, or have things kind of shifted? And I also noticed a lot of presence from Solana. So you're looking at a different process and different smart contracts.
It's crazy, yeah. Solana did have a big presence. There was hype, of course. I think that Mayor Francis Suarez really brought a lot of hype to the city in general, especially with unveiling the bull, the 2,000-something pound bull, supposed to rival Wall Street. They did have a big ticker at the front of the conference with the price of Bitcoin, you know, in that $40,000 range. The hype was still there, though. I can't lie to you.
Okay.
It didn't kind of go one way or another to me. I think everybody's really excited to be there in general and just have conferencing back. But it was crazy to see everybody at that conference was very established in the industry. And hear me out. I feel like these conferences are meant to be introductory to new people, exposing the value and the benefit of cryptocurrency in general. And if you have all of these industry leaders there and nobody from communities, nobody who looks any different from one person to the next, that's where I say...
Bullshit. I'm sorry.
Not bullshit, but is it really tackling what its main purpose is set out to do, and that's
I don't know, because all you have is, I see what you're saying. You just have whales eating other whales, and you don't have any guppies or anybody else getting a chance to even learn or feed off of it. But that's the price point. Everybody doesn't have at least, I mean, and a lot of people are buying it with cryptocurrency. Most people don't have $900 a drop to go to a 2-day conference, let alone the money, also the time. So I do believe they're going to have an issue of what is the actual social impact. And some people are probably going to start getting into them. Are they actually trying to educate others? Are they actually trying to build a community around it? Or is it going to continue to be a platform where the rich is with the rich? But at some point, South by Southwest was the same way. You gotta
That's
remember,
true.
That's how but somebody had to go in there and break those barriers down. So maybe it's you. Maybe we have to tell them, hey, you got to put some tickets aside. You got to let people in. You got to let the community be here.
I feel like the best part about it are the outside events anyway, where a ticket's either free or $10, or it's just a gathering of people, you know, trying to converse about
So maybe we need
technologies.
we need the county to engage. The county, I think that's the time where the county has to have smaller satellite events, and it can't be condensed to a 3-mile radius.
Right.
It has to be much bigger than that. So maybe that's, I guess that would be my responsibility.
You're hosting this on South Beach during the prime of the week. people have jobs.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just very accessible to many people. So that's where I get off with the Bitcoin conference. I don't know about you.
I think that's fair. I think that's just, no, I didn't go. I refused
okay.
to go.
Yeah.
I refused to go because of what you just said.
Yeah.
With the cryptocurrency task force, my goal next year with our board is to make sure there's multiple events in every city. Every city has to be a part of this. And like, I don't understand why there's not a large event happening at the Dolphin Stadium. I mean, F1 is there. So you got billions of dollars coming to Miami Gardens for F1 at 215 miles per hour.
Billions.
Why don't you have anything there? So there we go. Figure it out.
That's the truth. Should we go? Let's move on to NFTs.
Awesome.
So we are
keep
going to try
Distracted by it.
every
Don't get
single
distracted by it.
every single episode. If we
the
start
buzzer?
talking too much, Kayla has a buzzer. Our producer has and she's gonna buzz when we need to stop talking. So
Like right now. So, all right. So
let's talk about NFTs.
talking about NFTs. So
It's more than just right click save.
yes, a lot of people should understand true elements behind NFTs is not that buzzer. But the true elements behind NFTs are smart contracts, trackability, the digital ledger still tied to the blockchain, and the capability of artists to continue to make money because of the opportunity to track the sales and the transitions of it. Now, we are looking at a lot of the fail rates, which are the high fail rates of NFTs not converting into IRLs. And I'm using codes to tell you guys, because you're going to see these terms, IRLs are transfers to in real life. So we have a lot of NFTs that are not transpiring into real life access or any kind of true benefits. So people are putting together white sheet frameworks, whichever way they want to refer to them as, where it's basically most of them are 3 stages. Starts here, you'll get to do all these great things in phase 2, and you'll become rich in phase 3.
Yeah.
Most of them are done after they're minted in phase 1. So there are utilities behind them. It's definitely good for artists, and as a traditional studio artist, I wished a piece that I sold, I knew every transaction when it traded or sold to someone else.
That would have brought you more
Continuous
ownership of your art,
Right.
as well as given the consumer more direct access to you
To
as
me.
an artist.
To know who I am and to be able to come back to me, yes. And I think as an artist that speaks volume, but now what we're getting into is, are any of these NFTs really art? Because now we're talking about the randomization of a series of digital pieces that are creating the art from you from a algorithm. So
Oh, I think the token truth here is that NFTs have completely gone so far with digital art that we are going to see a crazy shift in what we use NFTs for.
all right.
And I want to clarify that technology behind NFTs is what's really valuable
It's very
here.
real, yes.
And what we saw hit the market become mainstream was the digital art NFTs.
Bored Ape Yacht Club, doodles, things of that
But there's
nature.
so much more to it than that.
Well, that's where we would give a shout out to Michelle Abs. When you have
Yeah.
something like the Total of the Coin and, you know, bringing community together, access to events, empowerment for women in NFT, I think those things contain a lot of value. Now that does come back to the simplicity. That could also been done with an exclusive 16-digit credit card that was printed out by American Express or Visa or somebody of that nature. And it
Right.
could have still been attached to it, a traditional fiat coin. So I'm wondering what happens when Visa says, hey, we now accept cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
And you can just use the Visa card, which of course is the aspects of what's happening with MetaMask and things of that nature. So NFTs have power, but they could lose power if they don't actually start the utility focus.
So that leads me to, I was going to say, I've got a quick list here. We can use NFTs to ensure authenticity of products. We can use NFTs in real estate, medical records, identity
I
verification,
never thought of medical records. That's dope.
because it's secure, it's, verified on the blockchain, nobody can alter it. There's a
And it
lot.
actually goes into HIPAA because it's decentralized, so you don't really get the information and the data about the person.
It cuts out a third party. So interesting. Property,
That's not
patents.
a token truth. That's a token discovery. That was dope. When did you come up with that?
I mean,
Can we put that on the screen? Token discovery, like
token
right by
discovery.
That
What about academic credentials?
So you can't lie about that degree that you really don't have?
Right. I got it. Don't worry.
Not you. I'm talking about. We're talking about the doctors out there in the world, because I see a lot of people automatically slap on MBAs and all these letters, and they don't really have them. It would also be good for certifications if you talk about Black Hat, if you talk about the aspect of cybersecurity. I don't know, but we got to go back to that health thing. That was good.
There's also ticketing. Just today, we saw, I was reading, there's the first ever NFT plane ticket being auctioned off. So.
And I think we're out of time, but we got to go back to that. That was
medical records. That is a use case that is so.
That's dope, though. That's dope. That's really nice.
It's going to apply. NFTs are going to be so ingrained in our life without us knowing. So we got another company we're going to end up starting. Yeah, that's really good. All right, cool. That's the
truth.
That's the truth.
I like that one.
No buzzer for that one?
Okay. All right.
Okay. I want to pick your brain.
Okay, cool.
So, next up, I want to talk about, there are way fewer NFT owners than you think.
Oh, yes.
Think about that.
Yes.
I didn't tell him this question before I asked it.
No, you didn't. But now that you say that, yeah.
And I want to discuss, how do you think that demographic of owners looks?
If I'm thinking of that demographic owner outside of Shaquille O'Neal and Snoop, because we know Snoop is heavy in the game, a lot of people gift NFTs to Snoop to hype the value. Snoop and Gary Vee are like the giveaways. Right. Like, here, you take it, blow it up. I'm thinking they're 25 to 37-year-old white males.
I would have to look at that. I had the stat. It's by far primarily white middle-aged males.
Yeah.
I don't have the exact number, but yes, you're exactly right. So, and what I'm saying when I say there are so many fewer NFT owners than you think, it's because they are the primary purchasers. So,
every time you say that, I'm not over exaggerating. You guys can't see it or feel it because I'm on camera, and you might have saw it in my face. It gives me chills because as you're saying that, it reminds me of like the PayPal mafia, where we think something is bigger than what it is, but it's like 13 guys controlling everything, and all of them are going to be billionaires, and it's like a strategic pump and dump, and you really can't do nothing about it because they're not falsifying information. But they've created such an amazing fear of missing out. Everybody wants to buy in because of social, like.
Everybody wants to buy in.
Yes, it's the fear of missing out, right? If you're not, because you weren't not a cool kid if you didn't have a basketball card, right?
Right.
If you didn't have a Jordan basketball card, you weren't not a cool kid. You just didn't have the card. But with social media, NFTs doesn't work without social media, because now with social media, you have a platform to show off that card. So like back in the day, I might have had a Jordan rookie card, but it didn't matter until I took it to trade it in. But now if I have a digital Michael Jordan rookie card, I'm all of a sudden cool to 20,000 people that go on my page and like it. So I don't think NFT, and now that you say that, and most of these guys are the same guys that got no play when they were in college. They were nerds, they were left out. And now they got this thing that attracts attention, because to me, the new groupie, and I say that with no offense, or the new gold digger, they're not just looking at your shoes and clothes. They're on Crunchbase, and they're pulling your stats, and they're looking at your cap table, and they're on you on a whole different level. It's different.
Can I give a...
Do it. Don't ask. We on the show.
This is crazy. Not crazy, but this is some, truth. Kayla and I were invited to a Bored Ape Yacht Club party during Bitcoin week.
Okay.
We were invited because we were not Bored Ape Yacht Club holders. And I'm sure you can imagine who the holders are and who they look like.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Brad, Tom.
But we're in the industry, so we get invited in that regard.
Steve.
So people...
Alan. He's Mikey. He's not Mike. That's Mikey. Mikey, yeah.
So I'm sure you can imagine. So they say, okay, all of these I don't know if this conversation actually happened, but okay, we're gonna have a Bored Ape Yacht Club party where you have to own a Bored Ape to get in. Well, everybody in that room is gonna be identical.
They get there and they're like, I don't want to see none of y'all. So how do we get some girls in here?
Right. So, anyways, Kayla and I are in the industry.
Digital Revenge of the Nerds. That's what I'm seeing in my head.
Revenge of the Nerds. So, anyways, we're there, and every person that came up to us, they go, "Oh, you know what? Why are you here? Who are you? What? Blah blah blah." Clearly, everybody knew we weren't Bored Ape Yacht Club holders. I wish, but.
So we still have misogyny.
But I did say, we work in this industry, we work in the tokenization space, etc. And they were like, "Oh, you have a job?" And it's just like, here we go. I'm like, yes, actually I do.
Wow.
Please watch my show.
Wow. Okay.
Anyways, it's just a lot of generalization.
We got the buzzer on this one, guys.
Yeah, we're gonna get the buzzer.
We was about to go in on that because I got a lot to say about Brad and Tom and how they approached you. I know there was a lot of Vans in there, a lot of T-shirts.
A lot of
I'm
T-shirts.
sure there was a lot of Vans.
But regardless,
unnecessarily small pants.
We had a great unnecessarily small pants.
Skinny jeans. Okay, there we go. All right, sorry. So those are our 3 topics
We get
for
a buzzer.
today.
We get a buzzer.
And the basis of the token truth is for us to be as honest, but we have a lot of information and we have a lot of research, and it brings us better on our toes when we throw topics at each other and just try different things. Do you have one more for tonight?
I know, I want to throw one more at you.
All right, so we got one more segment for you.
I have one more segment for you, and I want to say, so we are seeing so much innovation in this space with NFTs, with cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, everything.
Right.
And we are now transitioning to, additionally, the metaverse.
Right.
So I feel like this space is just becoming so quickly. We're seeing this group of people, very, very, concentrated group of similar people, driving the space, saying this is if you don't get on now, you're going to miss out. If
Brad,
you don't start,
Tom, and Aaron are saying this is the thing to do. Right.
So now we're moving towards the metaverse.
Right.
And it's just everybody's trying to get on board. Can we talk about the truth behind the metaverse and, obviously bringing NFTs into it? Oh, you have to own this NFT, you get this access in the metaverse. And it's like, we can't even have people use NFTs in their day-to-day life currently that aren't Brad and Chad. And, and then we're getting into this. So I want to say almost like,
I think it's a way to justify continued social awkwardness, right? So it's another thing they can control and dominate with money. But I believe the problem we're going to run into that nobody is addressing, and I brought it up having a conversation at home, I'm more worried about it because the kids aren't into it. And if you think of everything that's made a lot of money.
You don't think the kids are into the metaverse?
Nah. If you talk to the youth, this is still not their thing. Because you got to remember, the kids were on Roblox and they were on Sims. You got to think, if somebody can differentiate to me what the metaverse is versus Sims, then I would say you have a case study.
I found a tweet the other day and someone dropped in a photo. It was just like a little pixelated graphic, and it said the metaverse for the next 10 years. Because I don't know. What is it? It's like nothing right now. I feel like it's just marketing. And somebody said, is it marketing or is it actually new technology? I
know a lot of people that now own digital houses, but they stay in the room with their mom's house. It's what are you really doing with your life? Okay, so you got a Lamborghini in the metaverse, but you don't even like to drive in real life.
Yeah.
You got to think I remember in my day, the golden ages of the 70s and stuff, we were excited to turn 15 and 16 and get a car and get out into the world. They just want a better phone to play in an imaginary space. I don't think it's going to work out the way people think it's going to work out. I'm excited for the opportunities, but I'm scared of the possibilities of what could happen on the back end.
I also want to say, I just don't think people should be having this crazy FOMO around the metaverse and what
how
they're
are you in the
missing out
metaverse
on.
if you don't even have an Oculus at home or you don't have a magic headset?
Right now, that's really the only way you can enter the metaverse is with a Facebook or whatever they call it now.
Oculus head.
They changed it.
Or Meta, Oculus, whatever Zuckerberg got bored and called it. So,
And I would argue that's not even decentralization because Facebook owns it.
So then we talk about what's really decentralized versus what do we really be conned into. And unfortunately, Zucker is still controlling us. And the kids still don't like Facebook. So until TikTok tells us they're in the metaverse, I ain't worried about it. But when TikTok says they get into the metaverse, then we missed out on the opportunity.
We'll listen then.
We're like, hey, the kid. But my thing is sometimes you got to go and talk to the youth. So sit down with a 13 to a 16-year-old and ask them what they're digging, because that's your next wave of generation of money.
Right.
So if you think about everything that took off, the kids were, Facebook started off being focused. You had to have a .edu address just to get on Facebook. Then after that, it was Instagram. Then after that, it was TikTok. But all those things were led by youth. It was led by a generation younger than us. So right now, with just Brad and Chad and Tom being into it, I'm all right. I'll chill out. I'm not trying to buy my.
I think it's a big marketing.
I want a real Porsche. I do not want a Porsche in the metaverse.
Right.
I want a real yacht, not a digital yacht.
So I think the token truth here is.
It ain't that right now. It ain't popping. I mean, it's whatever. Do something better with your money. Invest in crypto.
Not financial advice.
And not a fake girlfriend in the metaverse. Thank you, guys. It was another great episode. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.
That's great. That was hilarious. Was that?
So we were talking about right-click save, right, and all that. So it's called right-click save as.
Right-click save as. Yeah, that's just cash. Hey, right-click save as. It's a lot more than that. Tell me what an NFT could be. This is the Token Truth Show.
Like, do it in your own thing. This is just me doing me, but like. You don't have to be Drake or Uzi. You could be you. You don't have to sing.
Right click, save as. Yeah, that's just cap. Hey, right click, save as. It's a lot more than that.
Tell me what an NFT could be. Photo of a superstar or a monkey. Yeah, it's getting kinda ugly. Trying to see where the next rug pull would be. If you're trying to find a way to make a meal on a JPEG, listen to the truth, not the hype and what they said. Need a team that'll stay with you to the very end. Worth more than a person who's famous. You can have a game with it. Interest to 11 if you can get with it. NFTs are more than just a graphic with a vision. Talking about art and the rights that come with it, yeah.
Right click, save as. Yeah, that's just cap. Hey, right click, save as. It's a lot more than that. So here we go. The Token Truth Show. Take it from me, man. We got some explaining to do. Gotta tell the whole world. This is not to get confused.
The Token Truth.